Hi, it's Maria from the Tarot Shop, and we're going to take a look at the lovely new Unfolding Path Tarot. Now, this started as an independent deck, and it did so well and has been so successful, you'll see why in a second, that Hay House have picked it up. So it's now a traditionally published deck by Hay House. It comes in a little box like this. Nice imagery on the inside. I think that's the star, isn't it? And then I would imagine that's the Ace of Cups, but we'll see when we go through it. I've had a brief look, but not a tremendous in-depth look. 78 cards. I'm not going to really actually waste a lot of time reading it to you. I'm going to show you. And it's by Athene Noctua. So let's pop that to one side. Here's the little white book. No imagery. Oh, you've got some spreads at the beginning, which is really handy. Then it goes into the major arcana. There's no real changes. It's pretty much Rider-Waite based. So let's get straight into it. These are narrower. They're narrower than a standard deck. They're absolutely gorgeous. Look at the back. Like a peony, isn't it? Peony. One of my favourite flowers. And the cardstock is very, very decent. Handles really nicely. Slightly stiff when you first get them, as they're always quite starchy. You know, like a new shirt. You have to just kind of wear it in a little bit before it flows through your hands. A little bit to start with. Okay, so let's have a look. They're diverse, modern. So let's have a look. So the Fool, you can see in this image we've got, because you know the Fool means to basically take a leap of faith, have some hope. It's about a new adventure. And interestingly, they've got, if you imagine what it was, if you remember what it was like when you were a child and you got given a red balloon and you were filled with all the joy and the wonder of life and you got butterflies dancing around, it's that kind of feeling and emotion that they're trying to trigger with the Fool. You haven't got it, obviously they're not walking off a cliff, but you've got the same kind of joyous wonder, hope and excitement about what lies ahead, irrespective of what dangers may be there. And you've got the Magician here, manifesting literally from, you've got the figure of 8 here. So we're missing the, you can see there's like a, yeah, it's like a figure, you've got literally constant figure 8, haven't you, going around and around and around, so eternity. You've got, it's all in his hands, so it's in his own, it's his gift to give himself. He calls down the energy from the divine and manifests it into the reality. And that's the power of the Magician. And the High Priestess, she's still got the pomegranate. She's holding the secret knowledge in here. It's wisdom of age, age-old wisdom. And she's still got her triple moon. Then the Empress, brimming with fertility and abundance, as you can see from the pregnant belly. The Emperor, he's in charge and control. Gorgeous Emperor. And there's the wisdom coming through in the grey of his beard. His red cloak, he has his ankh and his orb. We're missing the, oh, we've got the ram. So you've got the ram. So this is effectively his throne, isn't it? And then you've got the ram's heads there. The Hierophant, so this is all about knowledge. He has the keys. He's pulling the knowledge from divine. And he's ready to speak it and share it to the world. There's his keys there again. And all of the imagery along his cloak. The Lovers. And the diversification there. You've got almost brimming with passion, haven't you? So this is meant to be in the Garden of Eden in the Rider-Waite. So we've still got the flowers. You've got the forbidden fruits there. The passion and the consummate power of the Lovers, which means that you make a decision. You need to make a choice. It's all consuming. The Chariot, willpower. I mean, she's in charge of a white tiger. So that's amazing. Strength, the Lion. The Hermit, not taking time out. So we've still got the lantern with the star and the guiding star, leading you inward, taking some time out. And there's a bit of a Merlin's staff, isn't there, when you've got a crystal above it. The Wheel of Fortune, what goes around comes around. It's evolution, justice, what's rightfully mine, what's rightfully yours. The truth, the sword of truth, the sword of justice. and she's balancing them. It's important to get balance and justice right. The Hanged Man, so she is basically, or hanged, there's no man hanged because we've got a woman. It's self-sacrifice, this. You're delaying things for yourself. There's an element of martyrdom with this card always. You see, she could easily get down if she wants to, but she's choosing to hang down from the tree and take some time out. The Death, so this is a rebirth. The card of rebirth, and it's in the eternity, the circles as well, the figure of 8, the infinity symbol. Temperance, this is about balance and trying to get things right. It's almost like you're trying to have, in the traditional Rider-Waite, there's 1 foot on land, 1 foot on water, so it's basically getting the balance right, finding the middle ground, they call it. And she's basically getting one cup to pull with the other, and it's a constant balancing. The Devil, temptation and procrastination. The Tower, chaos. I always say that this is because the tower wasn't built on solid ground, and that's usually because you can see it's just very fragile. The same applies here. And it's unexpected. It comes from out of nowhere. The Star, hope. And it's magical, the Star. It's one of the most beautiful cards in the deck. The Moon. So things are hidden. I'm trying to find something that's hidden there. It's usually something in the depths that you cannot see. So there's the deepness surrounding you here with the moon. It means that you cannot see everything. So an unseen path will soon reveal itself. The Sun, this is joy and happiness and success. Judgment, this is you're being called to. It's like, wake up, your life is waiting for you, that kind of energy. Well, it is that energy, not that kind of energy. The World, this is completion. So you've succeeded. You've got the elements there. And then we move into the wands. So you've got, they're all different colours. Yes, they are. So the wands are all red. So for the element of fire, you've got the 2. So she still holds the world in her hands and she needs to make a decision. She's very happy about it though, doesn't she? He's normally quite pensive. And this is here, literally, you're about to embark on the journey, and it's venturing into new horizons. 4, this is stability, and this is home. Setting up home, it's kind of, well, it's always featured around the home and establishments for me. And this is conflict, the 5 of Wands. Victory. Well, I suppose he's got the cup, hasn't he? So this is a card of victory. Defending your position, so standing up for yourself. Look at this, he's actually riding all of these wands like a wave, or like a board, because actually there is so much going on here that it's difficult to know which one particular. So I guess he could jump, if you think, from an imagination perspective, he could go from there to there to there to there to try and stay on top of all of them. I always liken this to, like, literally, it's like spinning plates. You've got so many in the air that one of them is going to fall if you're not careful. You're just so busy. This is 9. So this is literally you're kind of almost there. You have one last little hurdle to get through before you have completed whatever it is that you are due to. And this is 10. Now this is, you can see she's got a heavy burden that she's trying to drag up these steps. You can see the anguish on her face there. So this is about having too much to do. She's literally got too much to carry. And then we have the pages, and pages are messengers from the divine. So this is saying, right, have a think about what it is that you want to do. Knights, this is about action, fast forward movement or action. The Queen, nurturing and taking care of something you want to do in your life. And the King is taking responsibility for what it is that you want to do. Look, he's sat on his throne with his lions. Then we move into Cups. And you can see this is the 1, so that was on the inside of the box. 2. This is the coming together of 2 people in joy and happiness and a union. It's a common goal. Celebration. And this is procrastination. He's bored. You see he's been offered one there, but he's not interested in what's on offer. They get lost with this card. They don't really know what they want. 5 is loss. You can see she's grieving over what's spilt, but actually there are 2 right behind her. This is nostalgia, so it's going back to the childhood. She's feeding the childhood with emotional care. Don't really know what to choose from. There's lots of choices. It's quite frustrating, this card, for people, actually, because you don't quite know what to choose. Turning your back on something, you're turning back on an emotional burden, or you're turning back on an emotional situation. This is happy ever after. I mean, it's not happy ever after, but it's almost like you're so pleased with yourself because you've pretty much nailed it here. You can see she's thrown her arms open wide. She doesn't want for anything else, really. And 10, this is happy ever after. Then we have the page, which is messengers from above. So this is, about a new feeling, a new path, or a new opportunity will be soon presented as to feel differently, feel younger, which is probably why it's like renewing yourself. The Knight, so we're moving onward. There's advancement here. He's offering a cup. The Queen, emotionally taking care of yourself, and emotional responsibility. These are the swords. I love the colour. And she's still blindfolded. She needs to make a decision. She's got one up, one down. She doesn't. There's 2 swords. She needs to make a decision. This is heartbreak. The swords are quite a challenging suit, as you know. Taking some time out. It's just literally resting mentally, a mental rest. And 5, this is about feeling that you literally have been let down. So she's picking up the swords and walking. She looks quite battered. There are people behind her, but you have to be careful with the 5 of swords, because actually sometimes it can be self-inflicted. So you're turning your back on those that are offering help because you believe that nobody can do it the same as you can. And it's about belief. And this is the 6 of swords. So this is the troubled times are behind, and we're heading off into it. See that beautiful blue clear sky there? The sun is shining. Just mentally moving forward. And there's a lovely dog in the boat. The 7. I always say with this one, watch out, there's a thief about. You can see he's even got this mask on. So it's about you think or believe that you have been betrayed. And here you think or believe that you are trapped. Something's keeping this person up at night. So this is worry and anguish, and it's in the mind. And 10, this is betrayal. So you think that you've been let down. You think that you've been betrayed, that you cannot cope, you cannot survive this, but you can, because actually it's just a question of accepting it and moving on. Pages, this is about seeing things. So it's a message coming down. Usually something happens. It's like a little synchronistic moment where you're given an opportunity to think in a different way, or a new opportunity to regard or discover. We've got movement, thought-wise. We've got taking care of ourselves. I love the Queen of Swords, actually, because from a person point of view, this is somebody who stands up for themselves. They use their words wisely. And the King also. It's about responsibility, so taking responsibility for the way that you think. The Pentacles, new beginning, new financial opportunity, juggling the finances still. So this is a new opportunity. We call this the apprenticeship card. So if you think of an apprenticeship, this is a beekeeper, isn't it? And then you've got somebody who's picking the fruit for the bees. Interesting that they chose a beekeeper. Working with nature, being creative, feeding nature. But it is actually about nurturing and feeding opportunities, financial opportunities, getting creative. This is hoarding. You can see he's holding on to his money, doesn't want to share it. Loss. In the Rider-Waite, this is where he's outside a church and you literally feel cut off from the rest of the world financially. There is help there, though, but they always turn their back on it. at the time, and then hopefully when you give them the reading, they say, oh, okay, then, and they look for help, or they look for something they haven't yet discovered. The 6, generosity. You can see she's being very generous. There's gifts and presents. 7, this is success. She's watering her garden. She's very happy. Look what she's grown from a little seed. This is a nice card for those that are looking for self-empowerment or entrepreneurship. The 8, this is the master craftsman. She's a ballerina. She's worked hard for her craft, and it's about to come to fruition. It takes real skill and labour to be able to reach this part of her career. The 9, this is the self-entrepreneur. This is the entrepreneur. Beautifully done, because actually they've pretty much covered it all, so much so now that they're able to enjoy the fineries of life. It's a lovely card when you get this, because it means you really need to stop worrying about finances. And the 10, so this is a financial windfall. This is money's coming in. This is financial security. Page, new opportunities coming from the divine. The Knight, there's movement, financial movement. So when something's stuck and you get the Knight of Pentacles, then it's starting to move forward. The Queen, she's taking care of business, literally taking care of business. And he is taking responsibility for business. So this is a very important man who's, very financially sound. So these are, or those were, sorry, the Unfolding Path Tarot by Athene Noctua. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much for your time.